Meunier?
Curt, I'm so excited that you're back.
Me too. Thank you. And thanks for holding down the fort so wonderfully. You had some really great guests that you had while I was out, several of them. So, I mean, elephant in the room, just thanks to everybody that the outpouring of support. My dad passed away on Friday or Saturday, rather, the day before Memorial weekend, that weekend. And we had two services for him because he lives in Florida, but the burial plot is in Cincinnati. So flew to Florida, had the thing there, flew to Cincinnati, had the thing there. It was all very nice and wonderful.
And
And
I'm sorry to hear about your dad. I'm
yeah,
glad that
it's
you're back and hopefully able to take a deep breath because that's a lot. You went
yes.
through a
Well,
lot.
of course it's a lot, and you have to preface it by saying it doesn't make it any easier, but he was living with pain and he was not really very happy. And from a quality of life standpoint, I know he was ready to go because he had talked about it with me, which is an odd thing, an odd conversation to have with your parents. And it's like, you should probably go ahead and get me that do not resuscitate order thing. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, I know I seem very lighthearted about it. I've had some time to process it, but
I
up to the very last day, we were playing cards online and he was,
oh,
talking trash like he always does, and we're terrible and he's the best card player.
you have a good last memory.
Yes, yes. Oh
That's
yeah, we went to this random bar in when we got to Cincinnati, and it was just like, oh, there's a close by bar. Let's go get some food and whatever. It was called the Comet, and lo and behold, there was a band setting up in there. I was like, oh, great, we're gonna have like like a guitarist or something like that. Turns out it was a bluegrass band, and my dad loved bluegrass music. I have never in my life seen a bluegrass band ever until this totally random situation in Cincinnati, a mile from the cemetery, where this band just starts playing bluegrass music, and I was like, yeah, he had some involvement in that somehow, whatever you believe. So that was a nice thing to happen.
I believe you're gonna have a lot more moments like that.
Isn't it, that does tend to happen? I know you've had friends that have unfortunately passed, and every now and again something will happen. You go, yep, that was so and so, and
Yeah,
that's nice to have. So
yeah.
thank you again. Now, how about this podcast thing?
Yeah, what's coming up on the show? Big things coming up. A big artist is claiming they're going to quit the music business, which I cannot believe because they're big, but a little bit newer. Like they came out of kind of nowhere to me.
Yeah, well, and the headline was like, "What?" So we'll
Yeah.
get to that. Also, the TSA, love them to death. They are coming up with a new way to do touchless pat downs when you go through security at the airport.
Then we're also going to talk about grandma showers, not to be confused with golden showers.
Now, that didn't take long. Off the rails. No, when I read the headline, "Grandma showers," I did not think of that, but I still thought this sounds like it might be a gross story. But we'll get to that along with something new, some new news about Wendy's bacon, which I didn't know was a thing, but apparently Wendy's bacon is amazing, Wendy's restaurant bacon. And this is what you had from Friday, so-called poor people habits that you'll never stop doing no matter how wealthy you get. Going to keep on doing those. So all that coming up and the ever popular more. There you go.
Can we just talk about the weather real quick
Yeah.
in the Pacific Northwest? Because here's the thing, the weather that we are experiencing to me is the kind of weather we live for here in the Pacific Northwest. Blue skies, sunshine, warm, I'm going to put quotes up, the mountains out, like Mount
Hmm.
Rainier is out in all its glory. I got to be on the water this weekend because Pat and I have a boat and we brought out friends and it was so freaking fun. Like
That
it was
sounds
just,
perfect.
it's so,
Where
and
did you where did you boat? Where'd you go?
we went into Lake Washington.
Okay.
He brought the boat down from Cedro, and we met some friends out on Lake Washington. And Macy, my youngest daughter, came with, and one of my other friends' daughters. It was just like perfection. It was so great.
Yeah.
And
And
we
the
got to
weather is
dock and dine. We did a little dock and dining, and yeah, it was there's just a lot of blessings out there. With your dad passing,
Mhm.
I feel like when people pass, because your dad passed and then my best friend Cher's mom passed, and I just feel
Mhm.
like that wakes you up to more like life is good and enjoy it while you can
Makes
because you
you
never know.
sort of reappreciate things or the small things that you sometimes take back and go, that's really pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Just a nice day, great weather on the water with friends. I mean, perfect stuff. So, yes, and we need to get out on your boat as well.
You do.
Looking forward to
The
that.
cruises will come out for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I also know that you have puppies, plural,
Hmm.
again in your house. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that, Curt?
Well, we agreed a while ago to foster dogs with the Washington German Shepherd Rescue, which is a group that I love. And so they started out, they gave us these two shepherd pups, of which one of them quickly was adopted by us, just like that. They call that a foster fail, by the way. If you foster a dog and end up keeping it, or
That's what
any
I
dog,
was
I
looking
guess, it's
for
a,
from you, because when you told me that, I was like, oh,
yeah, it's a
come on.
foster fail.
Really? Foster
So,
fails? So
so we
Curt,
held on to Matilda. We call her Tilly, and
yep.
then the other pup got adopted to a nice a firefighter actually,
Okay.
in Seattle, and his fiance. So it turns out that when you foster a dog and you do a good job of it, they call you again and again and again to foster, which is fine. That's what we signed up for. So we have our next foster fail. Um,
Right?
yeah. Well, he's sleeping right now, so I'm gonna let that.
You're
That's a
gonna
rare
have
thing.
you have foster fails plural is what's gonna happen here. Because
Well, we'll see.
you're gonna probably adopt, what's his name? Thurston?
Well, his name on, if you go to Washington German Shepherd Rescue website, his name is Thurston. He was when they bring litters in, they assign them like with actually oddly enough, like with hurricanes, they give them a letter, and so they're through the alphabet to T now, and his name so far is Thurston. And that's not if he becomes a foster fail, that name is going to change. Nothing against the Thurstons,
It's based on the letter T, not on counties in Washington State.
right? Or Thurston Howell the third from Gilligan's Island. So. I'll tell you what, let's go on. Well, you want to share and let me find a picture. So yeah, I know you want to see a picture, right, Jen?
And by the way, congratulations on your next foster fail. That's awesome. I just wonder how many foster fails you're gonna have. I mean, look at those ears. Are you kidding me?
Now
Oh,
people have to watch. Now people have to watch the video and everything. They can't just listen to the
or
podcast.
post
Okay.
it on your Facebook page, Curt Cruz.
Oh, that social media thing I've heard so much
Yeah,
about. Okay.
yeah. There's that.
Shall we move onward a little bit here then?
Yeah.
Just a quick deal for sports, right?
Yeah.
Or did you? I didn't know if you had something else.
No, I didn't know if you had something else. Was your story time the story about your dad in the bluegrass band? Okay, I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Carry on.
A couple of, you probably know, there's a couple of, well, the NBA finals are happening and the Stanley Cup finals are happening right now. We're down to the finals. The finals? So whoever wins the game in the NBA will be the champion, and whoever wins the Stanley Cup final this time, this is not the playoffs, this is the final stuff. So Indiana lost to the formerly Seattle Supersonics, now Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh,
Uh,
that's right. Okay.
so they're tied at one game apiece. Game three in that matchup will be Wednesday night.
They're
And,
waiting that long to go to play their next game? Okay, that's weird.
um, I've always said that hockey players are tough because they play games back to back nights or every other night. Football players, it's every Sunday. I'm not going to get anything further into
Okay.
that. Stanley Cup final, the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers are who's involved. They are tied at one game apiece because Florida won last night or 2 nights ago. Last night, I think. Yes, ma'am.
Who are you rooting for in both these scenarios? The
Um,
NBA and the Stanley Cup.
it's tough with, you know what? Should we hold anything against the Thunder because they used to be the Sonics, or should that make us want to pull for them?
That should make us want to pull for them, I think, in my opinion, because it's not their fault that they got taken away.
So we'll go with that Thunder for the NBA
Okay.
Finals. And I think I'm going to go with Edmonton for the Stanley Cup Finals because Canada hasn't had a Stanley Cup winner in a long time. They're probably due.
Okay. I know our friend Shelly and Pat are rooting for them. They're from Canada. So
Oh, okay, great.
yeah.
And we love Canada. They're right up the road.
Yeah. They don't
They're
love
among
us
our
back
favorites.
right now, but we love them still.
Actually, yeah, it would do.
The 78th,
Tony Awards were last night. I didn't even know.
78th Tony Awards were last night. Well, that's because you probably didn't watch Friday's podcast. to know that the Tony Awards were going to be on Sunday.
I did not. You're correct. Way to be on top of that.
They were last night at the Radio City Music Hall in New York City, the most appropriate place to have it, I think. Really quick, like best play was Purpose, which I've not heard of. So I'm excited to see if it comes through to Seattle. And I want to see this musical, the best musical, also the best book of a musical, also the best original score, and I think a few others is maybe Happy Ending.
Okay.
I wonder what kind of happy ending they're speaking of.
Stop it, you. I'm going to pick it up here. Best revival of a musical. Now, this was one that you've probably heard the name because she also is a host. Oh, Jesus. She was a judge on something. Anyway, Nicole Scherzinger from Pussycat Dolls won Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role for Sunset Boulevard.
Which also won Best Revival of a Musical.
Yes.
And then I have to mention one fashion thing, Curt.
Okay.
Because everybody's talking about the red carpet and Katie Holmes on the red carpet, because she normally, you see the gowns that are all, usually one color, monochromatic, I think is what they called it. Well, she wore an emerald green top paired with a light pink long beaded skirt on the bottom. And so everyone's up in arms like, oh my gosh. So now this is the big trend for the summer, that you wear a different color top and a light colored bottom, I guess. It's beautiful. I had to go look at it because I saw the headline. So I went to look at her outfit and it's gorgeous. So
trying to find it here so we can
oh yeah, it's really pretty. I love the skirt. And the shirt she was wearing is it like kind of is like a backless. Yeah. And there's another picture of her. If you're watching on YouTube, Curt's showing a photo of it, but it's worth looking up. It's beautiful, especially if you're into any kind of fashion at all.
Okay. It doesn't have the
back
rear view.
Yeah. What do you think of it as a guy, Curt? Do you care? Do you even give a crap about it?
I'm a little surprised. It doesn't look to me like super glamorous or what you'd expect from a, because yes,
red
you're right.
carpet.
They're usually monochromatic, but they're just, these just amazing, gorgeous dresses and stuff like that. This looks a little more cash. Am I right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but I still think it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's very pretty.
I just think it's a different, just a different look. So good for her.
Well, I don't know what everybody else wore on the. I mean, here is Cynthia Aviro.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think she's pretty.
Yeah.
She wore. Okay, now we gotta stop with the visuals because people listening aren't seeing these.
Okay, well, if you want to watch the podcast video part, you can see all that stuff.
Or just go and Google a gallery of the red carpet from the Tony Awards.
That might be the easier thing.
69 degrees in Seattle right now, and we're recording at 7:58. That's hot for here.
That is hot for here. What's the deal with this story? This is about people with the different sauces they have in their fridge.
Yeah, I almost went into my fridge before we started podcasting to look and see how many different sauces we have. But do you include is a sauce also a condiment? Like, do you include ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise as sauces?
Well, I don't know what they did in the story. I guess I would, because we have regular ketchup, we have spicy ketchup, we have regular mustard, we have honey mustard. There's 4 right there, just in ketchup and mustard alone. If you're going to continue,
and you probably have some Grey Poupon in there.
We probably have some Grey Poupon. I know that we have a number of different salad dressings. Does that count as sauces?
Yeah, I think so. I think all of them count. Okay, what does this
what's
say?
The deal?
Okay, so summer eating includes a lot of sandwiches and barbecue, and many of us have a go-to sauce, but not every combo is a winner. Have you ever tried buffalo sauce with peanut butter?
No.
That's what they're asking. And a new poll asked what foods they think are best with sauce. And not surprisingly, of course, French fries is number 1. 73% of people said their best dip sauces like ketchup. Okay, so it does include ketchup. Okay. So
and this is for fries. Sauces. They said the best are ketchup, hot sauce, ranch, barbecue sauce, or mustard.
Barf.
Yeah, mustard on fries doesn't. I mean, mustard is fine. That just doesn't seem like a good combination. Chicken nuggets, second on this list, followed by hot dogs, chicken wings, and cheeseburgers. There's your top 4 or 5. Tacos were on there. Wait, tacos.
Nachos. Yeah, because tacos, you put like hot sauce, like the taco sauce on it.
Okay, so that's nachos, so these are the foods.
Salsa.
I wish it would have all the different sauces that people said for each particular one. The poll also listed weird combinations. They include French fries with tartar sauce. That's actually good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Scrambled eggs with barbecue sauce does not
No,
sound great.
no.
Pickles and buffalo sauce. Macaroni with Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce.
Interesting. I would never think that. Okay.
Honey mustard on pita bread. That sounds good.
Well, if you put like some meat and some veggies on it.
And ramen noodles with ranch dressing. The average person has 8 different kinds of sauces in their fridge.
Do you
I
have
think,
that easily?
oh yeah, I think so. So we're either, I don't know if that makes us above or below average,
My
but
roommate Jackie and I, we have gone through our fridge a couple times, and it's amazing how quickly sauces expire. It's not, they don't expire that quick actually, but they get set in your fridge and then you forget about them and then you go to look at them and they're like, oh, this is from 2021.
I don't think I've ever looked at a date or a date stamp. You can kind of, you know how the ketchup gets sort of goopy around the top of
Yeah.
the thing? That's not even an indicator because all you do is wipe that off and
Yeah.
go to town.
I challenge you, Curt, to look in your fridge at the and find the oldest expiration date. I bet it's going to be on a sauce.
Okay, I'll try to have that for tomorrow's program
Okay.
or Wednesday. Here's our big name. Blank says they're going to quit the music business. This person, I would say, top of their game right now. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're mega right now. I cannot even believe. Why don't I want to hear the story?
The story is this. I don't know if we kind of got to give it away at the beginning. I don't think we can avoid that. So, Jelly Roll just said he's going to quit the music business after accomplishing the unthinkable. Then it says he's joking, of course.
Oh, come on.
Pretty cool for a guy who started his career as a rapper. His wife, Bunny, this is Jelly Roll's wife, posted the clip on Instagram. Jelly said, I was on Lil Wayne and Eminem's album in the same year, y'all. I retire. It's over, y'all. I quit the music business. This is my last tour ever. I can't do anything cooler. I get that. That's like saying you make this major accomplishment. You're like, you know what? I'm done.
Go out while you're ahead.
Right. I sat down a long time ago with Elvis Costello and was able to play his guitar. Okay, done. You know, that was a big one for me. So, what Jelly Roll has done on Lil Wayne's new album, The Carter 6, that dropped on Friday. Jelly appears alongside Big Sean on the song Sharks on that. And if you want to go see him, he's currently on tour with Post Malone, the Big Ass Stadium Tour.
So that was all a big fat farce.
Well, you weren't amused at all?
No, because I
You were
really
just
thought he
let
was going to
down?
quit. I didn't read the story. I just was waiting for you to read it.
Okay. So no, Jelly is not quitting. Do you call him Jelly? His buddies just call him Gel. I don't know. But he's not quitting. But yeah, when I saw the headline just read, basically Jelly Roll says he's going to quit the music business. So of course you're like, what? But it was
Well,
kind of a joke.
hold on a second. What is?
What are you doing?
I'm looking up what Jelly Roll's real name is. Jackie, do you know Jelly Roll's real name? I know you're a fan. Oh, his real name is Jason Bradley DeFord. And now you know.
Is he related to Joey DeCord, the Kraken goalie?
No,
Probably not.
DeFord, D-E and then F-O-R-D.
Okay. All right. I blew it.
It's all right.
Onward.
Okay, here we go.
Go for it, you.
Top 10 annoyances that stress us out.
This might be filed under little things that annoy us.
But that can stress you out. Like, I was trying to even think of an example. I need to look at the list, like loud chewing and
Right.
when the Wi-Fi slows down or cuts out. Yes.
Those two are on there. This is a poll of about 2,000 people on the interwebs. And it says, what's something minor that you find majorly annoying? And so maybe this is stuff that even we would say, I know it's not a big deal. It just drives me crazy, right?
Like when you run into someone you'd rather not talk to. Or a knock at the door when you weren't expecting anyone. Or
you know what? That doesn't happen anymore, does it? I mean, it used to
yes!
be. It does?
I mean, I feel like we get knocks on the door. I mean, many times it's a delivery person just letting us know there's a package, but there's
Okay.
been salespeople like, we want to take care of your yard. Will you let us?
Do you need a new roof?
Right.
Um, yeah, well, and I guess this goes back to when I was young. That's how you found out if your friends could come out and play. You just went over and knocked on the door, and there
That's
was no
right.
phone call or anything. You just say, hey. So, all right. Someone talking when you're trying to focus or you want silence.
Yep. A phone
That's a good
call.
one. My wife has to be very direct about that because she'll be like on her computer, which I assume she's just doing regular random things. And she'll have to say, listen, I love you, but you need to shut up right now.
Because I'm doing important sciency work.
True. So you
A
said when the
phone,
Wi-Fi slows down or cuts out, loud chewing.
yep, a phone call you weren't expecting, heavy breathing, an alarm going off, too many text message dings, and when your phone's going off and you're in a work meeting.
I would say that those are all, for the most part, first world problems, right? I'm getting too many texts. Oh, I'm too popular.
Okay,
All right.
moving on.
There we go. You were right about changing the order of these stories, by the way. Um, we're taking a long time to get to the big story that we want to share.
Is this the big
TSA.
story? Is this the big story?
No, we got to get to our question of the day. That's what we want to get
Oh,
to.
okay.
Quick couple things. The TSA is working on, it says, wild new touchless pat downs. The tech is going to feel your body with virtual reality. So I guess you'll
What?
see them with their VR goggles on, and these gloves that are linked to the virtual reality goggles, so they can, I guess, kind of just go around your bod, like close, like I'm not touching you. And the process, I guess, the feedback gloves will get information, haptic feedback gloves to pat down airline passengers at security checkpoints without actually touching them. Saying the benefits are the VR tech could prevent harm when touching unsafe objects. It can preserve privacy for individuals during the screening process or provide physical awareness for visually impaired individuals.
Okay. That's weird to me, but okay.
Not a huge story. I like the next one better.
Me too.
Also, it says not all gold stars are created equal, according to the TSA. Now, the new Real ID cards have the gold star, or the Real ID driver's licenses have the gold star on it, right?
I don't have a gold star on mine.
Okay, maybe they don't. I was kind of asking. I don't know how else this mistake would happen.
I don't think I have a gold star on mine. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
What's the story?
This is from the TSA. They wrote, "We love hot dogs and rotisserie chickens as much as the next person, but please stop telling people their Costco cards count as real ID because it absolutely does not." So I guess the
Oh,
Costco cards have the gold star on it, right?
that's right. But mine does not because I have the Costco credit card. So I don't have a gold star.
Okay. So the real ID rule, as you know very well, Jen, went into effect last month, meaning that people must have that state ID card that complies with federal rules in order to fly. Most real ID compliant cards have a gold star on them, while some Costco membership cards are labeled as gold star. But I don't, who in the world would say, hey, gold star
Well, I
right
mean,
here?
if desperate times call for desperate measures. I mean, if you don't have your ID with you, but you have your Costco card, you're going to probably flash it and say, is there any way you can count this?
Well, a lot of them, they have your face on it, right? I guess so. The
Yes.
Costco cards actually, all
Yes.
right. Well, I kind of regret bringing it up because I have a feeling somebody's going to say, hey, that's a great idea.
It's not a great idea. And
Curt and
plus,
Jen told me.
does Costco doesn't even check your ID when you get, I don't think they check your
I
ID when
think
you get
you're right.
membership. They just say, give us your money, we'll take your picture, here's your card.
All right. Don't use the Costco cards,
Now
right?
go overindulge and buy things you don't need.
All right, Jen. Good question from Friday. I'm looking forward to hearing the answer
I
on
know,
this
I
one.
thought it was a really fun one. I don't know necessarily like the poor people part, but it's a good way to say it, right? What is
Right.
a poor people habit you'll never stop doing no matter how rich you get?
We should point out that poor people was in quotes here. So I think that whoever
Yeah,
wrote this question also didn't quite know how to put it.
right.
But maybe things that you did when you were more frugal that you won't necessarily ever stop doing, regardless of how your finances turn out. That was
Yeah,
a very long-winded way to put it.
right.
Maybe
So,
more PC.
so
Shall we?
yeah, go ahead.
Tracy says shopping on Temu. Did I say that right? I don't even know what
Yep.
that is. You know it?
Yeah.
Shopping on Temu, LOL, the deals are too good.
It's like it's the one of those fast fashion sites. Like Sheen is another one.
Oh, okay.
Cam said I'll never stop occasionally eating packaged ramen noodles.
Nice, Cam. Carrie says shop for clothes at Costco. Sure. Especially if it's just something I need a sweatshirt or whatever. It doesn't have to be necessarily something specific.
I do all of these things so far. Terry said using every last bit of everything, toilet paper, shampoo, and mayonnaise. Like I will tip the shampoo bottle over. I will then open it up and get all of
Yeah.
it out.
That's my kid's sister, by the way. But I also wonder about when you get to the end of the toilet paper roll, how there's that last piece that's kind of glued on to the. Do you
Yeah.
use that?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Do you not?
You know what? I've never thought about it. I may have actually disposed of the actual cardboard toilet paper roll with one last little piece of TP glued onto it. Sue me. Randy says, prefer having a friend with a boat rather than having my own boat. Oh, Randy.
He was on the boat yesterday. We were talking about that because
Hmm.
someone was saying, "Oh, it'd be fun to have a boat." And like, it's way better to have friends with boats.
Without
They're a lot of
question.
work.
Uh-huh. Matt says, taking all the soap from my hotel room. Oh, he takes the little soaps. All right.
I do that. If it's good soap, buying things on sale, that's something Rebecca is going to keep doing. I love a good sale.
Shopping the sales racks. Jennifer also popped in with that. You know what? I don't know if I ever don't look for things on sale.
I always look for things on sale.
Yeah.
Always.
It's like, why, unless it's an absolute, like, something specific that I have to have whatever. I have to have a Honda lawnmower or whatever, whatever's on sale.
But even then, don't you look to see if the Honda lawnmower is on sale anywhere?
Or I will wait. I'll think, what's the next big holiday coming up? 4th of July.
Yep.
Okay, they'll have a sale then.
Me too. Prime
Uh,
days are coming up. Maybe it'll be on sale.
Jan says, well, I never expect to get rich, but I'll always reuse paper bags and plastic containers. Good, good. Carlene's saving leftovers. Here's
As
what I'm
long as
guilty
you
of.
eat them.
That's the thing. Two things. Either we have them box it up at the restaurant and then forget, right? Leave it behind, or we bring it home and then don't get to it. So good for you, Carlene.
Phil said eating biscuits and gravy.
I don't know if that's a frugal thing or not. Biscuits and gravy are delicious
They're delicious and they're expensive at restaurants.
and healthy.
Jenny
Right.
said thrift stores, which is fun. Becky said maintaining a budget. Becky, the accountant, by the way.
Well, that makes sense then. And Zolanda, hi Zolanda, says checking my bank account before I get gas. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you know what? This is a little bit off subject, but I have a friend who's still a friend and a good guy. But way back when ATMs first came around, uh, he would if he needed $20 or something for going out for the night. They've changed things since then. He would deposit an empty envelope and say it had a check in it for $20, and you put it in the thing, and you could immediately take $20 out of the bank, and then of course you get a call on Monday. They'd say you forgot to put the check in there, dummy. Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh my
So yeah, that's what you do when you're in college, right?
Yeah. All right. On to the next, Curt
Here we
Cruz.
go.
I want to hear about this Wendy's bacon because I never knew.
This is going to sound like I'm playing favorites, but I think Sean O'Donnell's bacon is amazing. They're thick cut bacon.
Yeah.
This story has nothing to do with that. Just bacon. Wendy's bacon is now available at grocery stores. And the reason that I put this in here is because I saw this yesterday. And I just as a glance, I'm going through I was like, and there's the big Wendy's logo on
Yeah.
bacon. I was like, well, how long has that been? I didn't know that was a thing. Wendy's bacon. I did not purchase any, but evidently I saw it on one of the first days it was available. The delicious thick cut bacon that has fulfilled many hungry people throughout the decades can now be yours to take home when you go grocery shopping. If you want to enjoy a Baconator at home now. Have you had the Baconator sandwich?
I feel like when it first came out, I had it. I did not love it.
Okay. Well, apparently some people were blown away by it because you can get that bacon now, not just any old bacon, the actual Baconator bacon. Apparently it's only available in Kroger supermarkets, which of course includes QFC and Fred Meyer.
That's right. In our local area. Yes.
Should I go on the air with a rumor I heard about the QSC in Mill Creek or not?
Sure. What is it?
I don't want to start something. I can't. I don't want
What?
to. It's October 1st.
How did you hear that? Like, I don't even know anything
I
about that. How did you hear that?
I seen it on internet comment.
Really?
Did you hear that the QFC in Mill Creek is closing on October 1st?
I'll ask. I have
Okay.
sources.
That's right, because and maybe I blew it. Maybe that was supposed to be a well-kept secret. I don't know, but
Well, I mean, it's out there, so I'll
that's
ask.
right. I saw it on the internet.
Okay.
Explain grandma showers without making any. Yeah, you.
I mean, what doesn't your mind go to in all the weird places? Because I'm like, grandma showers. Is that taking a shower with your grandma?
That's where my head went. Yours went someplace else.
Well, okay. No, it's not any of that. It's the new trend that's out there that is baby showers for grandparents.
So like a wedding shower, a baby shower, but this is for grandparents.
But that's in addition to the shower that you'd have for mom and dad, right?
What's the
Yeah.
shower you have for mom and
Well,
dad?
just like the mom and dad to be,
Oh, yes.
right?
Okay.
You have showers for them, and now the big trend is showers for grandparents. And
Got it.
the question is, are you for that or against that? And I am 100% for it.
Of course you are. It's another excuse to
Throw a
party.
party.
Yeah.
No, the reason I'm for it is because I think that there's so many things that change for parenting between when you are a parent and then the time to become a grandparent
hmm
that and if you, especially if you're going to be taking care of your grandchild like many do,
Right.
even if it's just a couple days a week, you need all the things.
And maybe grandparents don't quite get the credit deserved. I know, well, we call my mother-in-law, Dana's mom, Kathy, we call her grandma, even though there's no kids, there are puppies. And we have relied on her many, many times to
Yeah,
help out. So we should throw her a shower if we get our second foster fail.
you should throw her a shower.
No, 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 wait, you got to throw me a shower. You got to throw us a shower. We don't throw the shower.
No, you throw the shower for grandma.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't have to. Anyway, okay, so some people are saying grandma showers or grandbaby showers are a heartwarming way to honor a new chapter in life, but others say it's inappropriate and even narcissistic. I don't agree with that. Also, other people that are against it say it shifts the focus away from the actual parents.
Eh.
Can't there's room in the spotlight for everybody.
Also, there would not be the actual parent without the grandparent.
There's that.
The parent would never have even been there. So there. Here's a question. How many states have you visited? We have not in this room, but we have another room. We have one of those maps with the pins in it.
Oh, you do? That's super cool. I had to go to a map when I saw this story. I had to go to a map and start counting how many states I'd been to. I think it's around 15.
And what do you count as a visit? If you, I mean, I've never been to Newark, New Jersey, but I've been through the airport. So does that count
I
as a
feel
layover?
like, I mean, I don't think that counts. I think you have to have spent a night there or at
Okay,
least a full day.
so there's the criteria. Um,
I was kind of sad that I'd only visited 50, I think it was only 15 states. Maybe I got up to 20.
I have to at least have been to 15 states. I mean, the states in the Midwest, I mean, once you get to the East Coast, they're smaller and closer together, so it's easy to get to them.
You have to have visited a lot of the states, Curt, because
I
I would
lived
be
in a lot of
surprised.
states.
I would be surprised if you weren't up to 30 or more.
Yeah, I'll have to have that prepared for next time. However, it turns out the percentages are the poll found 16% of Americans said they've been to 30 or more states.
These are adults, so that's
Right.
it's people that have had some time.
However, 5% of Gen Zers under 30 have already had at least 30 states under their belt. I think there's more of an emphasis on travel these days than there
I
were
do
when I was
too.
growing up. People
Yeah.
are saying, you know what? I want to travel. I want to see the world and I want to see other states or whatever. So
Mhm.
another 16 have been to 20 to 29 states. About a third said they've been to 10 to 19. And 17% said they've been to less than 5 states. 5% of adults said they've never been to another state at all, other than the one they live in. Thank you, Wyoming. Does that mean? I also know if it's true, but it would seem to me, ah,
Well, and did you already say, I can't remember if your 20% of people said it's very important for them to visit a large number of states within their lifetime. It's very important to me. Is it
yes, I
important
did
to
not
you?
say that. No,
Okay.
Dana is one of the things that has been A bone of contention with the dogs. Bone of contention.
I got it.
I know. I appreciate your lack of response. It was terrible. She wants to travel a lot, and she's like, if we have the dogs, we can't travel as much. And my take is like, you know what? We have the dogs all the other days of the year. We can find somebody to watch them, like your daughter Riley, or we can do something with them when we want to travel. Because I want to travel as well, and
Yeah.
have dogs.
So get your map out, count how many states you've been to. The least visited state. Oh, I was going to tell you the least visited states.
Go
the
ahead.
least
Well,
visited
please.
states are Alaska, North Dakota, Vermont, and Montana, which surprises me, actually. Montana is a beautiful state, as is Alaska. Most visited, not surprising, Florida, New York, Texas, and California.
I have been to North Dakota, driving through it when I moved out here, so that also might not count as a visit. But
Drive through? Maybe.
we did stop there, and we did do an overnight there. So there.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
All right, this is going to be a combination story / question of the day.
Are you going to say it?
Best smells in the world. A new ranking of the best smells in the world. About 13,000 people weighed in on this.
And it's still this active poll going on. So we were gonna give you the top 5. We want to know what your top smell is, the best smell in the world for you.
Top 5, just to get you started. And I think some people are probably already thinking these. Fresh baked bread, great smell. Right after it rains, yeah. Cold mountain air.
That was in order of top 1 to 3. So fresh baked bread at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cold mountain air. Is there a smell to that, or is that just like no smell at all?
I think it's just like the fresh air.
Okay.
Like the trees and all the things, maybe.
Cookies fresh from the oven. Wonderful. And sea breeze down by the ocean. Although often with that, you get some other fishy smells, which are not so good. Just say it.
Salty air.
Yes. So there is the top 5, but Jen back actually said, I disagree with those top 5.
Well, I love the smell of fresh baked bread, but it's not sitting at the top of my list.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you what it is because we'll have that on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, we'll have it Wednesday.
Think on that. Your favorite smells.
The best smells in the whole wide world. What is it for you?
Can I add one? Or no, I can do mine now.
No, you can add one.
I'll do my wife's. Dana's is for sure freshly mowed grass.
That's her favorite smell in the whole wide world?
I have to double check, but that's up there.
Double check. Okay.
All right. Fantastic. Thanks for having me back, everybody.
Have a good sunshiny day. Enjoy the weather, make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and laugh. It's good for your soul. And thank you for letting us be part of your world. Have a good one.